It's new game day in a very different way. What's going on, everyone? It's Rich Haywood here from Bacon Ice Cream Productions and Team RTFC, welcoming you to yet another episode of Good Times with Retro Rich and Fun for Five. That's right. We are back here with a Atari VCS Fun for Five, or is it? Or is it? We're going to get to that in just a second. Of course, we're talking about Skinny and Franko, Fists of Violence today. And it's weird. It's a weird one. I must confess, I actually did record a complete Fun for Five of this game that will not be released on the channel. And I didn't think I was ever going to get here playing games on Atari VCS or, you know, like it was certainly all the retro stuff, you know, like you never think about that. But you know what? Let's just get in. Let's dig in to this screen here. The very first screen you see in the game, and then we'll talk about it a little more. All right, cool. Let's get in. All right, so this game begins with a disclaimer. It says all in-game events are fictional. The similarities to real characters and possible events are accidental or have a mocking character for the purposes of the artistic concept of the game. They are not intended to promote, ridicule, insult, or stigmatize anything or anyone. Now, when you have a game that presents itself in this manner and has a screen that you must hit a button to skip, you know there might be some stuff that's coming on the other end. So this screen and the title screen that I will hit into, because it's going to load a little story, I have to hit that too. This screen here, it's it. That is all we're going to see of Skinny and Franko Fists of Violence on this Fun for Five and on this channel. Now, you might wonder why. I mean, it's a beat 'em up, and yeah, it's bloody, and there's some violence and that stuff, and then, there's a tooth that just came across the screen. That's not so bad. Well, I started the game. And before that, I actually watched the little story during the Fun for Five, and there are certain things that will raise the red flag for me, so to speak, in content and the way it's presented to people. And this one definitely hit a number of those buttons right away. Okay, I understand. It's a 16+ game, right? Rated 16+. This is an M-rated title, right? ESRB rating, I don't know. Would it really rate M for mature? Would the ESRB rate it? I don't know. I think there's a conversation to be had about that. It's just an interesting thing. I've never, like I said, I've never had a game that I was going to do a Fun for Five on that was so off the rails that I did not want to even show it on the channel. Like, I wanted to make sure, like, we're going to repeat that. Like, I don't want to show you the game because after I saw the game, there were the storyline elements anyway, all the story beats. It made me feel uncomfortable playing it. And if it made me feel uncomfortable playing it, there's no way I want to share it with other people. I'm kind of disappointed. The whole grand scheme of like, a little more mature beat 'em up, that's got the flair for the Mortal Kombat-y kind of things, right? Not that absolutely violent, but still violent. Yeah, you punch somebody, and a little blood comes out, or you knock somebody's teeth out, or whatever. Okay, I'm kind of like, all right, I understand like where you're going and where you're going with that. But some of the language that's used in here, this game, and some of the things that are said about and even in a joking way, it's like, not sure it's actually funny. Like, and I'm pretty sure that a lot of people, if they saw it, would be very offended. And it's like, that's just not for me. It's just not for me. So before I just take this, this, it seems like it's not going to be a great thing. I do want to say, mechanically, besides maybe a little bit of floaty controls or some little delays or the things that I would expect to happen that did not happen, the mechanics of actually going through and beating up the peoples in your beat 'em up, cool. It works. It definitely works. There's things that drop. You can pick them up and you can whack people. The art style, the animation style, is pretty cool. It's a style in which I haven't seen a lot of these beat 'em ups take before. It's as dark as the content is, it is vibrant in the way it displays the content. So there are some positives there. I will say this: if there is a way to turn literally all of the pop-ups and the language and all that other stuff that has to do with the story off, and just kind of play through the levels as it was, without any of some of the other things that happen, idle animations, for example, and other things, okay, I'm good. I'm like, all right, cool. Well, maybe this leans into even I've found the fun. But it was so jarring to see the very first thing you see in the game after you get into actually controlling the character was unreal. And I won't describe it to you. You can go out on the internet. I'm sure people have seen it. I'm sure people have shared some stuff going on, and I'm like, it's just not. To me, it's just not okay. So anyway, with all that being said, it's time to score it. We've seen we've done all this. So let's get into the score side of things. So how do I score a game? How do I do it? Is it certified good times? Is it, yeah, the fun was found? Is it, yeah, but is it not great? How do I give one of these scores to a game where I won't even show you the content? And again, in case people are thinking that it's something oh, well, it was just this one thing. There was at least, I could probably put on one hand in 5 minutes of play things that would make me want to turn it off. I'm not joking. In the first section, the amount of language one, and then one of the words that was used in the language of the thing describing another character, in the first thing before you even start the game, that was already two. The beginning scene starts with another one, and then the idle animation of the character is why? Just why? And then it still continues on after you can play a little more. You get the next bit of storyline, and the very next story beat you see is yet another thing that's just whacking you in the face with I don't know. It was it's kind of like watching one of those HBO shows that tries too hard. It's trying too hard to shock you, to push things, pushing the envelope. And I get, as an artist, if you're an artist and you want to do that, more power to you. If you're okay with all that stuff and you don't mind about any violence and things that reference people in a very derogatory way and things that are denigrating to others and all of those kind of, that's, in a fantasy setting and all that kind of stuff, and you don't mind, you still wanted to play your beat 'em up, I can say, all right, fine. You will probably find some fun in playing this game, but I just can't get there. I can't get there. And you guys are watching Good Times with Retro Rich, and you want Retro Rich's opinion on certain things. and it's just, it's hard to even come up with a score. But unfortunately, if you were to say, no, Rich, you got to give me a score and give it to me right now, it's not great. Because if I can't show you the game, because I'm not comfortable with showing you the content in it, then how can the game be great, even if it plays good? And I wrestled with this all weekend. I tried to find other ways to then just like, oh, you know what? Let me pull this positive thing out and show you guys, oh, well, maybe there's this, and that's kind of fun. But no, because every time I would have said something to recommend you could go ahead and turn that on. If you were someone that doesn't want to see that stuff, and I said, you know what, you should go ahead and try and play it, and then you did, and you're like, what? What is this? What do you really think? Rich thinks this is good? No. No, guys, no. So I won't. I won't say it, and I won't recommend it. Unfortunately, unless again, if you are, if you want to go and try and find your own way into another artist's interpretation of things, and you're okay with like literally anything. You're just like, whatever, it doesn't matter what they're saying or whatever. I know it's a video game and it's all fake and whatever, and I don't care. I don't want to play it. It's not broken. It's not great was my opinion. Like, the game is not playable. Like, it is playable. It is 100% playable. You can play the game. It's functional. Don't take that the wrong way. It is 100% a game that you can play. It's just not a game, and I never thought I was going to be here. It was just not a game that I want to play. And that's a weird scenario, especially when I'm playing games on the Atari VCS. So, with all that being said, I'm sorry, guys. Like when and it's the reason why I didn't even put up the footage that I had for the Fun for Five when I did it the first time. I just couldn't. I just couldn't, guys. But anyway, let me know down below if you guys got this game and you played some of this game. Like, even if you're like, oh no, Rich, you're crazy, put it down in the comments. Let me know. Like, oh yeah, no, it's fine, whatever. It gets better, whatever. You can let me know. I'm gonna open conversation. Let's have an open conversation. Because I don't want this thing to come up and they're like, oh well, they just kept beating down Atari because they put up this game or whatever. No. I'm not. No. I want more games. I want more things. I want to have fun. I want all that stuff. So please don't think that I'm going to be like, oh man, I'm done with all that. No. Even the developer, you want to make another game and then not have it be like turned to 11 on all of the things. I'll play that game too. Let's go. I'll give you guys another shot here. Like, let's do it. But just not this one. So anyway, that's it. That's all I got to say about Skinny and Franko, Fist of Violence. Again, down below in the comments, I'll gladly have some more conversations with you there. But it is the end of an episode here on Bacon History Productions. We did do one thing and one thing only, and that's thank the members of the Good Times Club. So thank you, the EverCanadian. Thank you, Crimson Cross. Thank you, Chris Westerman. Thank you, Phantom Fiction. Thank you, Courage Games. Thank you, Skeletrex, and thank you, Lloyd R. Jim, for all being members of the Good Times Club and pushing me to do awesome things like what you all will see on Friday. The Good Times Club has been getting a early preview of a video that I am super hyped about. It's been a long time coming for this series, and I hope you guys are excited about it too. It'll be very soon, very, very soon. So I hope you guys enjoy that. It'll be here on Friday for your viewing pleasure. And with all that, we will catch you next time for some good times. I'm Rich, and we'll see you later. And don't forget, there are some more games coming out on Atari VCS. I will play them all. We will show you what we can. So we'll see you next time, guys. Bye.
www.baconice.com.